Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round number 11 for the Austrian Grand Prix. Yes, I'm back with obviously another brand new video. We continue our drivers series where obviously we'll continue obviously this Formula 1 season, round number 11, season 1. Of course, and so far we're doing okay in the championship. We're fairly decent. We've had a handful of points takings. Last time out in France, obviously, which I did the other day, where did we finish? Was it P5, I think it was? Or something like that. It was a okay race. It was a fairly average, decent performance. I feel like we should have probably and could have performed a little bit better than that. But it was what it was. We still got decent handful of points, and yeah, overall I can't really make too many complaints overall. So, you know, obviously we're gonna head into FP1 and obviously see what we can do here at the Austrian Grand Prix for FP1. Then we'll go into FP2 and FP3 of course, and yeah, we'll just see what we can do of course during these practice sessions. Obviously, I don't know why I'm saying FP2 and FP3. I meant into qualifying and then the race. But anyway, yeah. Obviously, waiting for everything to load. Obviously, shouldn't take too long. And we'll do our usual business, which obviously, usually what I do, I just do the track climatization. Then I go on to the tyre management, and then obviously into qualifying. That's how we're going to do things. Just go back onto the TV pod. There we go. And here we go then.
Your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Remember to activate your DRS in the DRS zone as well.
So out final corner, obviously this track climatization program. So it's all about going through the gates, making sure hitting our points. So far, looking reasonable. I'd argue, like, should get purple resource points here. Obviously, not going to set the world alight with a lap time like that, but it's first lap of the weekend overall, so I'm fairly content with it. Next, into the time management program, and obviously, yeah, we'll see what we can do here quickly. Yeah.
This test is all about tyre management. Try to control the slip through each corner and take extra care putting the power down at the apex.
So obviously Austria, as you guys know, or may know by now, is one of my more favourite circuits on the calendar. So yeah, I do like Austria a lot. We head up into turn 1. Turn 2. Open up DRS. Down the hill. So far this lap Car's been absolutely flawless. We're losing a little bit of time there because of Raikkonen a little bit, but yeah, it's okay. Obviously, that's our second lap now done this afternoon. Let's go onto the qualifying sim, but we got full resource points so far in all the sessions so far, or all the practice programs, whatever you want to call them. So far we're so good in terms of we're getting everything done that we need to do as we're about to go into qualifying.
Don't worry about tyres, just give it everything. In this test, we want to make sure we can lap close to our rival's pace.
So turn one. Pretty nice, but not bad. Now, obviously around here, not too sure how much tow really helps. I'd argue it's probably not a lot.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
Now that was my teammate's fault. I don't know why the team just didn't... Well, why Stroll didn't out of the way. Well, I know he doesn't technically have to, but yeah, bit stupid. But anyway, pretty nice then there. That's practice programs done. In the end, we do get all the purple practice programs completed. So meaning, yeah, we're looking good. Let's now go into qualifying and see what we can do in qualifying around what is, as I say, my favourite Grand Prix circuit. Probably on the game, not necessarily in real life. I think from a real life perspective, I love Austria an awful lot. I also like other circuits as well. I think Austria is just got that something about it, something very airy. It's a decent circuit. It's not too high tech, as in, you know, it's not necessarily the circuit, you know, you'd go to, like, necessarily for driving aspects. I think from a driver's challenge point of view, it may not be the necessarily most toughest lap of the season, but actually, having said that, like, the G-forces you'd pull around some of them corners is probably unbelievably real, because it's certainly some of the fastest corners, you know, on the calendar, overall. And not only is it the fastest corners on the calendar, but also, you know, it's one of the shortest laps. I believe it's the shortest lap time on the Formula 1 calendar overall. And yeah, you know, that's why I like it so much. I think it's a brilliant circuit. And, you know, I just hope, you know, it'll be on the calendar for many years to come. Obviously, I think they're, well, indeed, contract up for quite a number of years still to come. But I just hope, you know, it's one of them circuits that will remain on the Formula 1 calendar and not one we will lose. Like, because, you know, thinking about Formula 1, we've had some great circuits, we get some really terrible circuits. I think one of the worst circuits, I don't understand how it's on the calendar really, is Sochi. Like, you know, but I guess the money it brings to Formula 1, you know, you sort of need circuits like that, you know, overall. But personally, I'm not a fan of Sochi myself. Like, it's a okay circuit, I guess, but I don't think it should be a Formula 1 circuit. You know, it just doesn't work. Anyway, on to qualifying. Here we go then, as we come out our pit garage for the first time. Obviously in qualifying to hopefully begin a decent qualifying session here at the Red Bull Ring. As we head up the hill into turn 2. Down the hill then. And here we go then, on a flying lap, hopefully, of what is the Austrian Grand Prix circuit. Up into turn 1. Running car a little wide, but that's okay, because really, that corner, it doesn't really hurt to go that wide. Probably, in fact, benefits us, if anything. Only made a few errors, but we're ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who, well, oddly, is behind me at the moment in quali. Obviously, though, I will say one thing. This circuit does tend to suit the player more. I will say that. So, considering we're running on 94% AI, which is always what I do these videos on anyway, maybe it's a bit too easy around this circuit. Not too sure. Because if we hook that lap up, we're probably going another couple of tenths easily clear. Like, we're certainly talking a 1:03 in this second run. But we'll see. So we've been pushed back into our pit garage, and we'll obviously prepare ourselves for that second flying run.
Our best lap so far is a 1:04.3.
So far we are top of the timing sheets, however only just. As you can see, that's how close it is between ourselves and Sebastian Vettel. 0.009 thousandths of a second. So very, very close indeed. And Bottas now beats that lap, so Bottas goes top for now then, so it's rather close. We're certainly in contention here for pole position by the looks of it, considering we're only a 10th off. And as I say, if we hook the lap together properly, I reckon we're certainly talking or staring down the barrel of pole position here at the Austrian Grand Prix. So we're looking good. Our teammate is right now in 8th position, so we're probably going to go out in like now. And yeah, here we go then. So we're going back out onto the circuit to complete our final lap of the session of qualifying, and we're looking, well, we're in contention for pole, possibly staring down the barrel at pole position here. as we head out onto the beautiful Austrian circuit. One circuit that I just love. Honestly, it's probably the best circuit on the Formula 1 calendar by far. Like, you know, not necessarily, as I say, from a, you know, track layout point of view. It's not the most challenging. It's a rather simple, but it's simple and sweet and effective and great for racing. That's the good thing about this circuit. It's just one of those circuits that always delivers, and yeah, that's why I love this place, probably. And it requires an elegant driver to win here. It requires one that is brave, and willing to basically give it really a go as we head out of the final corner to start this final flying lap. Then here up into turn 1. So first sector, not really going faster, but I suspect middle sector is where we're going to gain majority of our time. As we do the fastest middle sector, and we're at 10th up. So we are improving ever so slightly. We're going to have a bit of slipstream to the line, and that's the fastest final sector. Is that pole? Yes, it is. There we go. Pole position at the Austrian Grand Prix. It's our first pole of the season, and it's our first Formula 1 career pole. There we go then there. And yeah, well, 1/10 of a second. I was going to say we comfortably had it in the bag. We sort of did. I did say, you know, there was time in that first lap. There was probably even time in the second lap. On the exit of turn 1, we weren't that great. So yeah, you know, there's certainly even time in that second flying lap. But neither here or there. We don't even have to go searching for time because we are on pole position for the first time as a Racing Point driver, and I believe that's Racing Point's first pole position in Formula 1 for, well, obviously for the team. So yeah, that was a brilliant qualifying, and yeah, really happy with that.
I've heard rumors that you're interested in moving to this team. Is there any truth to that?
So there we go then. That's obviously the end of the qualifying post interviews then there. And we're on pole position. So yeah, I did say that we were staring down the barrel of pole, and clearly we were. That wasn't a pipe dream. And now we're starting first for the first ever time. Round 11. It's only taken us 11 rounds with this Racing Point, but in a way I sort of knew we were going to be strong here because, yeah, I always go well at Austria. So I knew we were going to be strong. Didn't expect to be this strong. However, we are. And also another thing that probably gave it away that we were going to be strong was based on our Canadian Grand Prix performance, and this probably tracksuits our car a little bit more. So yeah, overall I'm very satisfied with that, but can we convert it into a race win? That is now, I suppose, the bigger of the two questions, because it's one thing taking pole position, however it can be certainly another in converting that into a race win, and that is what we're going to aim and try to do. is to convert. Even though we got some very, very quick cars behind us, and I'm sure that they will push us all the way down to the checkered flag. So yeah, it's not going to be easy, and we've certainly got a long race ahead of us here if we do want to convert it into a race win. However, we simply don't know what we'll do. You know.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix of the championship, except the very first back in 1964.
So here we go then.
This race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 meters above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3.
So it looks like I think there's been some grid penalties for maybe Bottas here, because I believe Red Bull's staying on the front row. So here we go then for the start of the Grand Prix. So we're on pole, Max Verstappen second, then we got Vettel, Hamilton, Leclerc, Albon, Ricciardo, Stroll, Sainz, Kvyat, Norris, Bottas in 12th. 13th we got Giovinazzi, 14th Magnussen, 15th Raikkonen, 16th Ocon, 17th Gasly, 18th Russell, 19th Grosjean, and rounding up the back of the grid we have Nicholas Latifi then there. So yeah, not obviously, well, the grid that qualified isn't no longer the grid that's going to be starting, because by the looks of it, Verstappen's been promoted up the grid just a tad. So obviously that may help him out a little bit. However, we are looking rather good here, and obviously that's really all I want, to be pretty good.
Now that we've got some points on the board,
But let's see what we can do as we're preparing now for formation lap, as we lead the field away from pole.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please.
On this formation lap then here.
We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
And what difference does it feel to be starting at the front of the grid? No cars in our sights. It really, really does feel so unique, but in a good way. Very, very good way. So, right, grid's now going to be reformed as we head. Why is Hamilton gone ahead of us? Very confused, but yeah, Leclerc's doing the same thing here. Bit weird, but oh well, we'll take it. So, yep, grid's been reformed now for what is going to be the start of the Austrian Grand Prix. So, Verstappen second, Vettel third, Hamilton fourth. Which one of those three names is going to be
The start sequence
our main
will begin as
challengers
soon as the grid is
today?
formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Or will it be a complete breeze for us? As the lights begin to turn on. 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go then for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's been a good start actually by us. We have no problems going into turn 1. We can take that turn 1 however we like, and yeah, we're away very, very cleanly indeed. Vettel up to second, Verstappen down into P3. So, you know, pretty poor start from Verstappen's point of view. And there is a yellow flag behind us. Not sure as to why, but we've already got a 1 second gap to Sebastian Vettel here. And yeah, we're looking alright so far. No problems on this first lap for myself. We head through the middle sector. And touching the grass just a little bit then there. So we're looking okay. We had a pretty decent start. We're in control, I'd say, of this race right now. Not feeling too pressurized from Sebastian. But it's not like, you know, where we've pulled away extremely well either. He is certainly there if we make an error or a mistake. I no doubt will be looking to pounce on us when we do make that error.
Will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Getting a bit of wheel spin there as well. Probably the closest he's been so far. Obviously now he's got the DRS, the drag reduction, which is going to help him out a little bit. And we can Sebastian getting a little bit closer. As Vettel now starts to go for a move, and Vettel takes us then, and that's Vettel up to P1. But that doesn't mean we're down and we're out, because there's no doubt the slipstream is going to be very, very powerful here this weekend. And we're right up behind Vettel's rear end on his gearbox as we head up the hill into turn 3, even though I really see this as turn 2. And we get the better traction on the exit then there, and that's us back up into the lead of this Grand Prix here then in Austria. And yeah, so far it's been, I'd say, a fairly decent Grand Prix. As well, applied a little bit of pressure than there, but now we're starting to pull away again a little bit. A little bit of a corner cut, but oh well. It is what it is. Let's try and just open up that gap again. As we break the DRS now.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
I wanted to break that DRS
The gap on the car behind by
only
5
because
tenths.
now Vettel is without DRS, less of a tow. Therefore, in theory, we should be harder to catch. So, starting to pull away, just a little bit from Seb Vettel. We've got 1.3 second gap roughly. We're now starting to really open up that gap to Sebastian.
Okay.
And yeah, that was just a pure driver error. Getting maybe a little bit too greedy then there. We're going to use a flashback anyway, because yeah, we've only made that one error all weekend. So long we don't make too many errors like that,
Approaching the pit window.
I'm more or less fine with it. Down the hill. So 10 laps to go.
Gap to teammate behind is 16.0 seconds.
Already we've got a 16-second gap to our teammate. I don't really understand how.
No tire concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
So 2-second gap at moment. Back to Sebastian. Small dip in the gravel. As Vettel's in. So now we probably need to react.
Coming in this lap. Lance is in for his stop.
So we will get a clean pit stop here. Which is obviously good. Just hope we haven't left it too late. As that was probably as perfect as you like coming into pit lane. So new tyres will go on.
Go, go, go.
3.1 seconds. Bit slow.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
So we'll gain a little bit. But not really enough to unsettle this race. We now track down your favourite man, Scenario 7, Lando Norris. Didn't even know I would have had DRS up. So lap 12 and got a 2-second gap to Vettel. Albon is 5th. God knows where Hamilton is.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
I may actually sort of have a look, see where everyone is in a minute. After we've done next 2 laps. End of this lap. I'm just gonna pause it, go into the instant replay, see what's going on elsewhere in the field, because as you can see, we've not won this Grand Prix, but you know, we've more or less checked out to some degree. As in, we're leading Grand Prix quite nicely, even though making now just 1 or 2 very stupid errors, going a bit deep into corners here and there. May not pause it actually, just try and get this race to the end. Maybe better of our options. Alright, we're going to pause it now. When I say pause it, just mean go to instance flashback. See where everyone is. So, obviously, Vettel is second, Verstappen third, Leclerc fourth, fifth is Albon, sixth is Bottas. Okay, so not Hamilton. Bottas is sixth, but a very long way back. Must be beyond, like... that's looking from where my car is. He's at that fast left right chicane sort of place. He's at least about 15 plus seconds off the of us. Norris is then there on the hards. Sainz, Kvyat, Stroll, Gasly, Raikkonen. Where's Hamilton? Wait, what? Why is Hamilton this far down the field? What's happened to Hamilton during this race? I do wonder, like, how come he's that far down the field? Okay, Hamilton's made 3 stops. So has Ricciardo. That... have they come together? Okay, Hamilton's got a warning. This was on lap 10. So Giovinazzi and Hamilton may have collided, but hang on, that was lap 10, so that was the same lap we pitted. So I may go back and watch that after the Grand Prix, see if I can spot anything that's gone on there, because I think something must have occurred for Hamilton to be that far down the order. It really does surprise me. Hamilton is there in P, like, well, that far down the order. Like, really strange circumstances, as Hamilton does now go fastest then here. Because I certainly know Hamilton didn't start that far down, because Hamilton was certainly a lot closer to us at start race. So something must have occurred at some point during this race for Hamilton to be that far down the order. Obviously, whatever occurred isn't good. It's obviously cost Hamilton a lot as we spin the car.
Okay, the safety car is out. The safety car is out.
We now take that out. Right, we're just gonna replay that, because yeah, that was a bit stupid. So Magnussen out of the race. I believe that was going to happen anyway, because when we crashed, Magnussen was out. Anyway, safety car was actually caused by us by the looks of it anyway. Taking out Vettel. We're closing in right now on our first Grand Prix win. We've only made like 2 errors really. Yeah, we've probably had a bit of like nippy issues here and there, like running wide and all that stuff, but that can happen at any circuit. And otherwise I think we've been the fastest but most consistent as well driver today. as we're now going to try and set fastest lap.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
Oh, car will drop behind even more this lap.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Yeah. That's a bit of a shame. Getting on that yellow curb, which can be slippery, especially if you apply the power down wrongly. Gonna try it again. Think it's fastest lap Lewis Hamilton's done, probably a bit too fast for my liking. Oh well. Can't have everything. But overall, I think, you know, we're on our way to our first race win.
We're at +1 lap with extra fuel.
We've had an excellent Grand Prix weekend. We topped FP1, we topped qualifying, we topped the race. No one really challenged us.
This is your final lap of the race.
Oh, that was just a little bit too early on our turning. Let's see if we can recover the lap and in this final sector. You never know. But we come out of the final corner to win, and we may have actually taken the fastest lap. I'm not sure how we taken it, because I did see it go slightly purple. Maybe that was an indication we've taken the fastest lap then here. I didn't even think that was a great fastest lap if it was worthy of it.
And a truly magnificent drive to
But
hang on and take the
if
win.
that is the fastest lap, I'll take it. That's 26 points, not 25.
Anthony Davidson
And that's our first race win for Racing Point. Racing Point's first ever win. There we go.
Appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
And Lance Stroll coming home P10 then there, so polar opposite end of the day for him. Overall, if you were Lance Stroll, you'd be rather embarrassed at that. Your teammate winning the Grand Prix, whilst T, you know.
Out to the podium now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
So there we go then, spraying the champagne at the top of the podium for the first time in this Racing Point Formula 1 career mode. And yeah, absolutely mega stuff then there. A comfortable win. Vettel second, Verstappen third. Two legends, obviously, of a sport in their own right. And there we go then. Absolutely fabulous stuff. And yes, we did take the fastest lap. And obviously that's really, really good news for us. Lewis Hamilton does recover to 11th. But I'm not sure actually what happened. Now, let's actually watch race replay. I'm going to obviously, you know, have a quick watch. So we'll just see some key moments. So we make a perfect start, arguably, up into turn 1. Absolutely perfect. Couldn't really ask for a better start, I don't think, on that opening lap. Ooh. Whoa, that was so close. Well, maybe not that close, but that'll actually, if he broke a little bit later, I tell you what, you can see where that one's going, can't you? Yeah, very close to having a Ferrari punt me up the rear. Thank God he never, because yeah, obviously, thank God, obviously, we were fine. Now, we want to really watch Lewis Hamilton here, because Lewis Hamilton is the guy who somehow, I don't know what transpired or why he went that far down the field, all the way behind my teammate, but he did for whatever reason. Not too sure why, but you know, at the end of the day, let's see what actually took place, what transpired here, because I'd be very interested to find out, and I'm sure you guys are. Sorry if this is causing anyone nausea, you know, this fast replay, but obviously it's the only way I can do it. I can't really skip to the part I want to skip to, I just have to fast forward it, you know, overall, and yeah, that's the best we can do, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll see what actually transpired. I think this is very close to the moment where Vettel overtakes me, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a quick look. No, not yet, but maybe we've overtaken him back, but we will see. I think we've overtaken him back, actually. Anyway, going back to Hamilton. So we should be approaching that moment where whatever's happened to Lewis will be all about to be revealed. Like, obviously, I'm quite curious about this, because the reason why I'm curious, because effectively, I'm not saying Lewis would have won the Grand Prix today, absolutely not, but he was obviously in the hunt, and for whatever reason, something ruined that for him, and just want to see what was that issue, what actually transpired, if anything transpired. Or was it a car technical issue? Just want to see what took place. I don't think it was a car technical issue, but in they come then, here. So Hamilton's pretty okay on the entry. So it's going to happen anywhere around from here now on. So something's going to happen, whether it's on the pit exit or whatever. So Hamilton goes on to the medium, as expected. Okay, pit stop, nothing wrong with that. You know, comes out in where you'd expect him, behind the Red Bull and the Ferrari. Obviously, and here they come. So, right, we can see the two Alphas. I think one of them's certainly going to get ahead here. Let's see what happens. So, Hamilton slots in behind, I take that Giovinazzi, possibly, or one of the Alphas, as they head up the hill. Nothing yet seems to have transpired. So, oh no, that's Raikkonen, sorry. So, that's Raikkonen. So, it's going to happen between Giovinazzi and Hamilton, this incident. So, Giovinazzi is the lead Alpha at the moment. He's the one in front of the first Alpha, or the second Alpha, basically. So, not the Alpha ahead of Hamilton. Alpha ahead of Raikkonen. And, right. What's going to happen? Oh, right. So, let's have a watch of that again. So, Raikkonen obviously takes, a wide line. Hamilton, however, turns in as if basically Giovinazzi isn't even there for whatever reason. I don't know why he's done that, and basically lost his front wing end plate. Yeah. And then I presume, I take it, next lap Hamilton basically pits, because, you know, that's the only thing he can do. So yeah, that's what's happened to Lewis here. Let's make sure he does pit, just so I'm correct. So yeah, does he pit? Yeah, absolutely. And then that's what happened to Lewis. So basically just coming together when Giovinazzi on the pit entry. Basically, but I'd say that's Hamilton's fault, because Hamilton, you can't really blame Giovinazzi. He went to the right to indicate he's coming into the pit lane. Raikkonen took the avoiding action. No one else hit, obviously, Gio, except Lewis.
Points today. Was it a comfortable win? Well, looks like your luck is.
So,
It's safe
yeah.
to say you're smashing everyone's expectations.
Overall, can't really say much more than that. Just really, really happy I've won the Grand Prix then today, because obviously, that obviously really helps us for this. So yeah. So, obviously, we will quickly just go back to the team headquarters. We'll sim the time forward or towards the British Grand Prix. But yeah, that was a really, really good Grand Prix then there. I'll have a quick also look at the drivers' standings.
Try and renegotiate for a better deal with our current team, or approach someone else.
And we've got a chance to renegotiate with our team then here. And right now, I'm happy to be a Racing Point driver. So long, okay, obviously, I feel like I want a bit more market value. I'm really, really happy to be a Racing Point driver. I just want a bit more. So, right, in terms of my demands, I think I want like a 2.3 million, because I really do think I'm probably worth that. So yeah, that's been accepted then there, which I'm happy. I'm really, really happy with that overall, because, you know, I just think that's probably the best for us.
In the contract negotiation is cash you can spend on these perks.
So there we go then. We have re-signed for Racing Point. Then really, really happy to re-sign for Racing Point then there, because, you know, so far been a very, very good season, and I feel like we're going places with this team. We've re-overtaken Charles Leclerc in the Drivers' Championship, back up to 5th now we are. We're only 20 points behind Verstappen, sorry. And I'm not saying we're in a championship fight, but we are still well and truly in contention so far. And we've had a decent season. Like, we've taken a number of fastest laps, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this second half of the season now. So yeah, we'll see. But before we do go to British Grand Prix, we're going to take new control electronics, so that won't acquire anything. And yeah, right, upgrades. We want, obviously, them upgrades that failed for whatever reason last time to be put on the car for the British Grand Prix. Hopefully they should arrive in time for that Grand Prix. They should do, in theory. Like, I hope they arrive in time, because I think it'll be very good for us if they do. And yep, they do. There we go. So yep, another upgrade, another step closer to the front of the pack and towards that Mercedes. So we're looking pretty good in terms of the upgrade to parts tree overall. So yeah, thank you for watching. Until the next time, folks, have a great day. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share this video. See you next time.